All right, I put in about 36 hours into Arc Raiders, and I'm going to tell you what I think about it. Arc Raiders is a sci-fi fantasy third-person perspective extraction shooter, meaning PvE plus PvP all in the same match, all in the same game mode. And that creates a very fun dynamic, a very exciting dynamic, because we all know AI can be fairly predictable. You throw in that human element in there that could third party your AI interactions, you're fighting the bots, and you get taken out, right? It ruins your predictable plan. But in this game, the AI is actually stronger than most of your PvP interactions. The AI will third party your PvP fights and battles. So if you are looking for a game that is more PvP oriented, this may not be for you, as well as it is in third person perspective. Now, PUBG, Fortnite, DayZ, Rust, they all have a third-person perspective variant, or they only have a third-person perspective variant, or started off that way, and it became very popular games. So I would urge you that if you are not a fan of third-person perspective, or that kind of puts you off a little bit, still give it a try, because there's other aspects of this game that are going to give you a good time. Now, if you're totally opposed to third-person perspective, they just makes you feel gross, you cannot play it, you cannot get in line with third person peeking and all that stuff, this game is not going to be for you, because they have no plans as of right now to add a first person perspective game mode. With that being said, just a quick overview if you want to get the highlights of this or my thoughts on this, if you should get it or not. I love the lore of this game, I love the visuals of this game, I love the audio of this game, and I love the gameplay rhythm of this game. It is very, very fun. You set up your gear, or you use a free ticket. You jump into a match, go and get some loot, maybe get in some arc battles, you know, fighting the AI, or you fight other players, get some loot, and extract. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And it's very, very fun to have that kind of game loop, because you can always get better. You may get you may find something super rare, super epic. It's just always fun to have that chance to get really great loot. With that being said, like I said, it is a sci-fi extraction shooter, so your guns are not going to be like MP5s or AK-47s. They're going to be kind of made up guns. Most of these so far have been shooting bullets at me, or I've been shooting bullets out of these guns. So I haven't seen any lasers or anything like that. Nothing like Destiny 2. But it shoots, you know, real bullets. The gunplay is actually pretty fun. I enjoy it. It's not going to win any awards in my book or anything like that, but the gunplay does not take away from my experience in the game, my enjoyment of this game. In fact, the guns are pretty fun to use. This is more of a casual extraction shooter, so if you play Division, Dark Zone, and you want more of that, this is probably going to give you that same excitement. Now, if you're from Escape from Tarkov, this is not going to have like limb damage where your limb's going to bleed, you know, get damaged and black out. So you can't use that limb. You're not going to bleed out. You're not going to have to eat food or consume food or drinks to get energized. It's a simple grab your loot, hop in the game, play through the game. You have shields and you have a health bar. Once those are depleted and you don't replenish them, you die. And you lose everything within a raid. That's the whole point of an extraction shooter, is once you're down, you lose everything in that raid, or once you die, you lose everything in that raid. What's nice, speaking of being down, what's nice about this is, like I said, it's very casual friendly, or not as hardcore or as simulator as a lot of the other extraction shooters. This is more along the lines of maybe kind of like the same difficulty as Delta Force. So it's not like your Graves of Warfare. It's not going to be like your Tarkov. It's going to be a little lighter, meaning when you first get to 0 health, you will actually have a moment where you're down but not out. And What that creates is moments to where you can still extract. It's really, really fun, really, really awesome. This game, what it sort of specializes, or maybe the identity, if you will, of this game is it seems to be, everyone says, it's very cinematic. And what they mean by that is you can create stories. You can say, you can go into a raid and come out of that raid and be like, man, I just had this epic moment, let me tell you. And they tell you this epic story of like, you were down, but then a third party got in and saved you because, you know, they knocked out the player that was attacking you and they rezzed you, or vice versa. Or you're playing this arc and you thought you were not going to, you know, defeat the robot, but then you know, a whole group of people come together and you guys take down this big old robot. There's moments like that in the game that are really, really fun. There is solo, duo, and trio, but they are not queued in separately, meaning you can be a solo player and queue in with trio. Although that is so far, with the player count that we have right now, very rare. Matchmaking is not a gear score based or skill based matchmaking. It is a party sized matchmaking, meaning within a lot of amount of time, they're going to try to match you with, if you're solo, other solo players. If you're duo, you're probably going to match with duo and trio players. And as long as time allows, they'll try to match you in with people with the same party type. Obviously, if there's no one available, they're gonna just throw you in a match and then you could get outnumbered very easily. Solo gameplay, very casual, very friendly. There's voice comms in this game, and you can talk to other people. They will call out, hey, I'm friendly, or they'll use the in-game emotes to say, hey, don't shoot. So solo gameplay is very much alive in this if you're really interested in that, and you can kind of go about it at your own pace. You don't always have to get into PvP. You can also get into PvP and be very sneaky. It's very fun. It's a very fun dance. It's how I primarily play. Duos and trios, it's shoot on sight first. You see them, you shoot them, you ask questions afterwards. And that's sort of also the another cinematic. I'm sure you guys have seen clips where people will kind of have this little dialogue with the player that's down, and maybe they'll res them or maybe they won't, depending on the dialogue and how that goes. But very much you can play this solo. Duos seem to be having a more difficult time because they're matched more with trios than they are with solo, and that means they're always going to get outnumbered, and people have been calling for maybe a duo queue. So far, a lot of the things people have been calling for are PvP only, PvE only, duo queues, or maybe separate single, duo, and trio queues each on their own. And so far, none of that really, Embark hasn't really responded to any of that. They do have a 2-month roadmap for the rest of the year. And if you want to see what their roadmap entails, subscribe to the channel, give me a like if you like the content, because I will be reporting on that stuff as it goes forward. I'm very happy with this game, and it's $40, $60 for the deluxe edition. I think it's still available, I'm not sure. The deluxe edition, all it does is get you cosmetics, but it's very, very fun, very awesome. You're gonna have your traders. There is no in-game market to where you can trade with other players, all done in the match if you want to trade with other players. Now, mid-game, that's something a lot of people are interested in, mid to end game content. For mid-game, you have a skill tree that you try to grow through, select what you want. I've heard at level 70, your player gets to level 70, you do not fill every single spot. So you do want to spec into certain areas, and there currently is no respec. So once you select something, there's no way to unselect it to maybe change how your skill tree is developed. There are skill tree spots like like security breach. You can see that in the camera there. Security breach lets you breach security lockers, meaning there are specific lockers that are only breachable with this perk. So definitely want to select what, how your playstyle is, or the best perks for you. As well as ongoing, there's something called trials, and this is a really neat thing. You can basically damage hornets. In one match, you could try to beat your personal best and get more damage on hornets. And basically, as you can see here, you have yeah, you can see that under me. Maybe I'll move my camera. You can see here it has various spots, you know, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, with various point numbers there. The more points you get, the higher the reward, as well as leaderboards and ranks that give you other rewards as well, stuff that's cosmetic. But yeah, you have leaderboards and you go up and down, and it's really nice to kind of keep track of where you're at throughout the game. It's really, really fun on that part, right? I don't know how these leaderboards are organized, if they're within your region or whatever, but basically I'm 67. There's no way I am in position 67 throughout the entire game. So this must be a small select group that they decided to put you with. On top of that, the end game, they have what's called projects. These projects are what you would consider like Rust or Escape from Tarkov. They're called wipes. Now, those games, the wipes are not voluntary. Basically, what a wipe is everything in your account is gone, and you start as if you just bought the game again. Now, with the expedition, with the wipe in Arc Raiders, the wipe is going to be more like a prestige. And I highly suggest everyone give it a shot the first time. I mean, why not? But you're going to lose everything. About Arc... Let's see here. It says you're going to lose... Much of your progress will reset. Let's see here. Okay, yeah. So your stash upgrade progress, your inventory items, your blueprints, coins, player level, skill points, Raider Den, workshop, and quests will be reset. But your map unlocks your unlocked workshop stations, your codex entries, Raider tokens, cred, Raider deck progress, active leaderboards, trials, cosmetics, personal event progress, bonus skill points earned from expeditions, bonus stash slots earned from expeditions will not go away. So this is just something fun, something for the more hardcore or more dedicated players. They want a challenge? Hey, you get to start all over again. Give it a shot. So that's sort of what they have right now as far as endgame goes, is sort of a prestige system. Now, as far as like a real endgame, a real like what is endgame look like, we don't really know yet. Like I said, they only have a roadmap for 2 months, and it's basically adding maps, adding features, stuff like that. What's really fun about the maps is they're dynamic, so you can have a regular map like Damn Battlegrounds here, nothing added to it, or you can have an electric storm, which is a map condition. So you have electromagnetic storm, and then I forget what the other one is. Maybe that's it. Electromagnetic storm, and then you have, is there any night raids going on right now? Doesn't look like it. So then you also have night raids. So these are map conditions. Same map, just one's at night, or one has a bunch of lightning happening that could kill you. Another thing is sort of the in-map bonuses or what have you, or events, in-map events. So they have prospecting probes in the buried city. For this event, Ark seems to have entered a period of extended probing, sending guarded probes down en masse, increased amount of probes. Or lush blooms. This has more an increased amount of nature loot. You probably can't see that behind me. There we go. So as you can see here, different events. Electromagnetic storm, fewer active return points, lightning strikes. Same with night raids. Fewer active return points, no active raider hatches, increase loot value. So the maps aren't static. They're always changing. They're always kind of giving you something new, or not new, but something different to do. You have the Harvester event. This is a big PvE event that you could participate in if you want, or you can just go in and slay out and ruins everyone's time. So it's very much a game that you have to accept that you're going to lose everything at some point. To mitigate that, they do have a free loadout, as you can see here. So you just kind of get a free load augment, and this gives you light shields and maybe a light gun or heavy gun or medium gun, heals and stuff like that. Kind of just gives you what you need to get in, right? Or you could do custom and like load up with whatever you want in there, right? So yeah, I would say if you ever have been curious about extraction shooters or Dark Zone, the Division Dark Zone was your jam, and you didn't want to jump all the way into like Escape from Tarkov style extraction shooter, you really like that, you know, Division extraction shooter kind of esque feel, Arc Raiders is going to be your jam. $40. I'm hoping in the future they have several free weekends planned for people to try it. The game continues to grow. People are having fun, and people that would normally not play extraction shooters are having fun, and people that would not normally play third-person perspective games are having fun. So jump in, give it a shot. This is a final product game. It is not constantly in develop. It is a live service game, so it will change as the live service continues on, and they, you know, buff and balance different things or maybe try new ideas. But this is very much what you see is the, you know, what you're gonna get, and you hopefully, you know, they don't drastically change things. Right now there's a beautiful triangle of PvE, PvP, and, you know, PvP. There's a nice balance there of the two, fighting a player or fighting the robots. The lore of this is basically robots have taken over the surface. You're gonna go down into the underground and try to, you know, that's where humanity is surviving, and you as a raider are going topside to the surface to get various materials to keep the human race going. So that is why PvP is sort of a secondary thought, but they threw that in there to add spice, to add a little bit of surprise and fun and randomness to the game, because they made it PvE to begin with, and then they changed it and added PvP to it to give it a little bit of spice. That is my thoughts. That is my review of the game. I'm having fun. This has replaced some of my main games for me. I play this on my handheld. I play this on the Steam Deck, on the ROG Ally Z1 Extreme. So if you're ever curious about settings on that stuff, comment below. I'm going to make a video about that stuff in the future. Tell me if you have any questions about this game. I'll make a video on it, answer your questions. As always, I am the Asian Slick Slayer. Thank you for watching my video. Look forward to my live streams where I'm playing Arc Raiders. Subscribe, follow, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.